Hi everyone, this is your Rantra for I Can Heal Myself by Understanding the Purpose. Are you ready? I'm beginning to wonder whether the power to self-heal lies within me. That's not to say I should not use external healing methods. It's the realization that healing energy flows naturally through me when I no longer hold a purpose for the sickness, illness, or pain. Perhaps the greater prevalence of viruses and illness in the world today is a trigger for all of humanity to find our healing power from within. And even though I may have imagined that my body is bigger than me, that my body is more powerful than me, I am willing to entertain the idea that my body is merely a creative expression of my consciousness. My body is an expression of my thoughts, my feelings, my beliefs, and my values. I'm also willing to realize that even though my mind and body may have felt like a victim of the external environment, and even though I may always have been taught to fear infection from the outside, I can change my perception. In fact, I'd like to change my perception. If I can begin to know that my body has a blueprint for perfect health, I can allow myself to notice that in some way, shape, or form, a thought or a feeling has always resulted in a certain state of health and well-being, or not, as the case may be. I'm going to allow my mind to focus on those moments as a child when I felt ill, and yet the touch of a loving parent or the promise of an exciting experience or a food item I loved triggered a sudden rush of healing energy. And even though my immediate recovery may have caused amusement for my parents or guardians or a feeling of being teased, it doesn't change the fact that it happened. The healing was real. I felt different. And with that in mind, I can begin to notice other events where illness served a purpose for me. Perhaps I felt resistant or scared to engage in an experience or situation, perhaps to stay at somebody else's house, to go somewhere new, or feel difficult emotions such as embarrassment or risk. I'm willing to consider the possibility that I may have expressed illness in my body as a representation of my resistance or unwillingness to engage in a certain activity. I wasn't pretending. The illness was real, and when there was no purpose for the presence of the illness, it simply disappeared. I may even choose to notice times in my adult life where illness has guided me to my truth. Perhaps illness has forced me to speak my truth or prioritize my own needs over those of others. Perhaps illness has forced me into stillness to go deep inside and listen. Perhaps, even though this may seem so illogical to my conscious mind and the pharmaceutical world we live in now, my unconscious mind chooses the most suitable medium of expression to show me my truth. Let's face it, sickness can be hard to ignore. Perhaps I allow my mind to present my body to myself as bigger than me when my mind knows I have ignored my body, taken it for granted, or abused myself in some way. And so rather than rushing for an immediate external solution to illness, pain, or symptoms, I'm going to go inside and look for the purpose of the illness. Even if those around me think I'm insane, even if I'm dealing with a serious illness, I'm going to continue my treatment and expedite healing delivered or derived from external solutions by asking myself a host of questions. What's more, I'm going to trust that the more honest I can be with myself, the more I can expedite my healing by achieving the purpose in a way that is healthier for me. Here I go. What do I get to do or not do if I maintain illness or sickness? What is it that I get to do that I was scared to do before and yet is easy if I view the world through a filter of sickness? Who do I get to be? How do others relate to me when I'm doing sickness? Is there something attractive for me in that relationship? How does illness impact my ability to assert my boundaries? How does sickness relate to responsibility for me? How do I feel about that? What am I going to have to stop doing if I choose to release this sickness now? What am I going to have to face or acknowledge that I've chosen to ignore in the past if I permit myself to notice that healing lies in my hands. If I acknowledge this physical illness is merely an expression of mind, trying to reach my conscious awareness, what is it that I have to acknowledge in order to release the sickness? What is it that I would have to know to trust that it's okay to release this energy of sickness or pain from my body? And most importantly, can I serve the purpose of the sickness or illness in a different way that allows me to be healthier? I'm also going to show myself some compassion and know that it can be challenging to overthrow or reverse years and years of mind programming about the cause of illness. Therefore, I'm going to trust that healing occurs in direct proportion to the belief that it serves no purpose. And it's okay if that takes time. It doesn't matter how long it takes. What I am going to trust is the more I use my mind to realize my own healing, the faster I will be able to heal myself and the greater my ability to maintain my existing blueprint for perfect health. This is my Rantra, and I commit to finding my path towards complete health and well-being.